Multiple safes broken into, drawers ripped open, closets ransacked, boxes of...
What the feds just uncovered in Floyd Mayweather's house is terrifying. They're going after Floyd Mayweather's bag. Remember the brother that walked around with $100 million check in his bag, said he ain't even got to cash it? Well, they on his line.
I think it got to right now because the money gone. So the money's really gone.
In a shocking twist, the FBI has reportedly uncovered a massive $420 million scam linked to Floyd Money Mayweather. Agents raided his Las Vegas mansion, uncovering signs of financial fraud, shady investments, and secret accounts overseas. But what really set the internet on fire was ESPN's Stephen A. Smith, whose fiery and emotional reaction summed up how millions felt.
I'll show you a couple toys. They call this the $1 million garage.
I know we're on television, Floyd, but I think it's necessary for me to say, damn.
Well, you know, we are on ESPN. These are sports cars. It's a sports network. This car costs $3.2 million. This Bugatti right here costs $1.6 million. You ain't seen these toys.
I haven't seen these?
No.
What? Floyd, this is 7 cars, man. Silver, platinum, Miami, black LA, white Vegas.
Yeah, in New York, I got my drivers.
Federal agents swarmed Mayweather's luxury mansion in Las Vegas. Reports say the raid is part of a larger SR investigation into a complicated financial network. It involves fake companies, cryptocurrency schemes, and bogus investments allegedly tied to people close to Mayweather.
Hey, what's up, everybody? So check it out. This morning, I was walking through Beverly Hills, and I passed by Floyd Mayweather's $30 million mansion. It's over 15,000 square feet with 6 bedrooms, 10 bathrooms, resort-style backyard.
Sources say the FBI took dozens of electronic devices, financial documents, records of offshore bank accounts, and even encrypted ledgers. Investigators believe up to $420 million could be involved in suspected financial fraud.
Into my lifestyle, showing the people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on a regular talking about real estate. Well, lately, I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City. And what I need you guys to do, slide over and check out the photos. It's not all 62 buildings, it's a few buildings, but guess what? All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners. And all the retail down low on my buildings all belong to me.
Mayweather is famous for showing off his wealth: private jets, luxury cars, diamonds, and piles of cash. But now, federal agents think some of that money might have come from illegal activities. Shockingly, documents suggest Mayweather either knowingly invested in or unknowingly fronted scams that tricked thousands of people, especially in overseas markets.
How much is it?
$1.8 million.
$1.8 million watch.
$1.8 million, dude?
You're the first to see it.
That's insane. That
1.8 is high. Ooh. 18 life.
That happy birthday, champ.
That's how we do it.
That is sick, dude.
Wow. You gotta show them what it's saying.
Money green.
No, hold on. This watch was made specifically for the champ, Floyd Money Mayweather. 101 piece.
One of one.
Money team.
Can we see it on him?
Yes, sir.
That one of one.
$1.8 million.
I think it's a one of one. I love that.
Stephen A. Smith has seen Mayweather's over-the-top lifestyle up close: his mansion, fancy cars, and private jet. Smith knows how successful Mayweather has been with his money. Having seen it firsthand, Smith understands how much Floyd has. Built through discipline and smart branding, giving him a unique view of the boxer's financial world.
Mayweather was undefeated for the last half of his career with one hand. He constantly broke his hand.
Yeah.
He would go into a ring knowing he had no shot at knocking somebody out because his hands were hurt too much, and literally walked in the ring and said, I'm going to embarrass you and humiliate you by showing the world you can't hit me.
What made Stephen A. Smith's reaction even more powerful was that he's actually been inside Mayweather's mansion in past interviews and podcasts. Smith described the house as a symbol of success and proof of what one person can achieve with talent, focus, and self-promotion.
7 cars that you showed me are in excess of $15 to $20 million.
Let me see what's the number. We go 300.
And you don't drive them.
It's close to 15 million. You're right. It's close to 15 million.
But everything changed after Mayweather retired and started fighting exhibition matches. His return to the ring seemed to be all about money, not legacy. One clear example is his match with Logan Paul. Stephen A. criticized it, saying the fight had no real value. Logan Paul, a YouTuber turned amateur boxer, was no real threat. For someone like Floyd, it just looked like a quick money grab, not a legendary comeback.
Boxers, if not the greatest boxer in history. He's absolutely sensational. But he retired years ago, and for me personally, I know these exhibition matches are entertaining. I like the one with Conor McGregor, not so much the one with Logan Paul. Looking at these exhibitions and all of that stuff, that little melee and stuff don't matter to me. As far as I'm concerned, it could have potentially been orchestrated. I don't know. But I do know not just anybody should be allowed to be in the ring with Floyd Money Mayweather.
Absolutely.
I just believe.
When Mayweather was asked about Logan Paul's claim that he hadn't been paid, during an appearance on the Pivot podcast, he dodged the question. He said he liked YouTube and that the payment was just delayed. But his answer felt like he was avoiding the issue, trying to make it seem like a small delay instead of a serious problem.
Logan Paul, he said you owe him some bread. How you feel about someone making those type of accusations?
That comes with the territory.
Right.
And you got to realize, when you used to getting, to them, that's real money. And I like YouTube because I don't mind getting a YouTube check.
Shit, we getting a YouTube check.
Right.
This is going to be a big YouTube check.
Yeah, so, the money is not coming fast enough. That's why when they say money on the back end, as far as pay-per-view, it take a while, right. And he shouldn't trip. If he feel like he done great numbers and we done record-breaking numbers, then I understand. Nothing comes right away. Just like I'm still collecting checks from fights 7 to 8 years ago. I'm still collecting checks. Why? Because I made smart moves and I'm my own boss. So they hate when a table is turned.
Right.
Look how many years they've been owing us money. But we don't never trip. So now when the table is turned, they say, oh, you owe us something. Be happy with the biggest payday you ever got in your life.
Lately, people are questioning Mayweather's claim of owning a $42 million real estate portfolio of 62 apartment buildings in Manhattan. Even though he's posted online saying he owns the buildings outright, investigations tell a different story. In one Instagram video, he showed off the properties and said, "They all belong to me. I have no partners." But Business Insider reviewed the records and found the ownership hasn't changed.
Guess what? You can do the same.
All right. Well, now we're trying to figure out what happened, right, with Business Insider. So according to another update, he did ink a $402 million deal for a Black Spruce portfolio. When he said that it was all his and no one invested, he meant no one was funding his part of the investment but him. And so I think this is something where maybe he owns a piece of this or shares in it, but it hasn't changed hands because the majority owner is still the same owner that it was before. I'm trying to understand what happened with this, but I know there's a story that's circulating, so just putting it out there. Whew, it's a tough one. I'm trying to understand as a real estate person myself what exactly he is communicating when he's saying that he owns this, because they're trying to make it seem like he doesn't, but what it seems like is that he owns shares of these buildings.
Mayweather recently responded to rumors that his big real estate deal had caused money problems. He insisted that he bought 62 buildings in Manhattan with his own money and didn't need anyone else to invest with him.
Yes, Floyd Mayweather has reportedly acquired 62 buildings in Upper Manhattan, spending approximately $402 million. This substantial investment was made through his real estate firm, Vada Properties, and is intended to expand his portfolio in New York City real estate market. Mayweather has expressed that this purchase holds significant personal meaning, reflecting his humble beginnings and desire to provide affordable housing options. He stated, "Growing up, I used to dream about owning just one home by myself. When you work hard, you can achieve anything. However, It's important to note that while Mayweather has announced this acquisition, some reports suggest that property records do not yet confirm a transfer of ownership. Experts speculate that he may have acquired a minority stake with options for future expansion rather than full ownership of all 62 buildings outright. In summary, Floyd Mayweather has publicly claimed to purchase 62 buildings in Upper Manhattan for $402 million, aiming to enhance affordable housing in the area. While these claims have been widely reported, the exact details and confirmation of ownership are still subject to verification. So even ChatGPT is saying, like, that's not official. Whether Mayweather is saying it or not, ChatGPT is saying it's not official. That deal has not gone through.
However, property records reviewed by Business Insider suggest Mayweather may have only bought a small stake in the buildings with a chance to expand later. This raised questions about whether his claims were exaggerated or if he was misled about the deal. Mayweather, known as the highest-paid boxer in history, earned huge money during his undefeated career. After retiring in 2017, he kept spending big on homes and luxury goods. But reports say he had major financial troubles too, like a $22.20 million tax debt from 2015. That financial pressure may have pushed him back into the ring for money-making exhibition fights.
Floyd Money Mayweather up until recently didn't have any money, so Floyd is the highest earning athlete in his career, making over $1.1 billion. And after making a killing, he ended up retiring in 2017. However, he dug himself into a hole after making super lavish purchases like this LA mansion. It was so bad that he actually owed $22.2 million to the IRS, which made him have to come out of retirement to pay that back. Like and follow for more.
Stephen A. Smith has often spoken out about Mayweather's post-retirement exhibition fights. While he understood the fight with Conor McGregor, since McGregor had real fighting experience, Smith criticized the other matches. He said they seemed more about making fast cash than protecting Mayweather's legacy.
Gotti III having any real kind of boxing background. I did not see the fight, although I heard he lost every round and Floyd Money Mayweather was whipping him pretty good. I was not there. I did not see it. I do not know. Here's what I do know, which is where my disappointment comes from. When you are as great as Floyd Money Mayweather, everybody doesn't deserve to be in your space. I know you like to make money. You're never going to stop making money. Very, very few people on the planet know how to make money like you know how to make money. But some of this stuff has got to stop. You want to get Conor McGregor in the ring for an exhibition match? All right, that's fine. You know, Conor sold that. It was great marketing. He's not a boxer, but hey, he was a knockout artist in the UFC. I get it. John Gotti III, I don't know anything about him. I'm not trying to disrespect him. And yes, I'm being smart. I'm not trying to disrespect the grandson of a mobster. Fair enough. But what I'm trying to say is this. When you're great, when you're elite, not just anybody deserves to be in your pristine space. And what I mean by that is I'm not talking about on the street or anything like that. Boxing is your thing.
In a direct interview, Smith asked Mayweather if he cared more about his legacy or making money. Mayweather kept talking about how much money he made and how smart he was in business. That made Smith and others think that Mayweather now cares more about wealth than what people remember him for in boxing.
You're going to make a hell of a lot more money.
But the main thing is I made smart investments. And I still make millions every month.
Do you care about your boxing legacy?
More than what?
We ain't going to say more than money. We know better. We're not going to say more than money. We know better.
More than my family? No. So what's more important? My children. Because when I make this money, you know what? I put my children and my family in a position that they are entrepreneurs. They are bosses. I don't want my kids to have to answer to nobody. So I will take the long road. I will take the bumps and the bruises for them, but for my loved ones.
But Fear, it's important to point this out about you. You're not just that way when it comes to your family and your children. You're that way with professional athletes. I know NBA players that have relationships with
Yes.
you, professional football players that have relationships
Yes.
with you, etc. And the same thing that you just said that you preach to your children and your family,
Yes.
you've been preaching to them.
Yes.
That seems to be a personal mission of yours. Why?
It's about giving back. You know, I don't have to go on record and talk about the things that I do. I don't have to go on record.
Adding to the drama, former UFC fighter and analyst Chael Sonnen made a bold claim. He said the Mayweather versus McGregor fight wasn't as successful as it looked. According to Sonnen, many empty seats were filled by people just to make it seem like a sold-out crowd was at the event, and said it was all a setup by Mayweather's PR team.
No, Floyd's not going to do MMA, but he is going to box again. He's enjoying this attention. It's been very smart what he did. I think it surprised him. I think he was just going out to have a little bit of fun. I don't think he realized he could get 4 and 5 weeks of headlines out of this, but he does need to box again, for sure. I mean, you call it breaking news, but I will tell you unequivocally right now, Floyd Mayweather does and is planning to box one more time.
And the motivation behind getting into a ring again to box, when he said he's retired, why do it?
Floyd's broke. You got to understand, the only thing more embellished than Floyd Mayweather's pay-per-view numbers is Floyd Mayweather's net worth, and he made a lot of money. But remember this, it does not matter what you made, it matters what you kept, and he is a dum-dum.
So anyone, Floyd's made $1 billion. Floyd has gotten $300 million for Pacquiao, $300 million for McGregor. That might be true, but that money does not exist anymore. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, so Mike Tyson, he did real well too. Evander Holyfield, again, it's not what you made. And don't forget, boxing and MMA math, whatever that number is, you get 30% of. So 30% of $1 billion, he still did really well, but not when you're spending money like that. I mean, that's just the way it works. We've seen a progression of these guys, one after the next, that all end up the same way. And that's broke, and they're just not smart with their money. And, I mean, that's all it comes down to. I'm not even trying to bag on Floyd. Look, he's just not a very bright guy. He's surrounded with even less bright guys. This is the way it works when you're a boxer and you go spend that kind of money. If you ever buy things that cost money to own, you're going to be broke.
Even in an interview with Stephen A. Smith, Mayweather was asked if he cared more about money or legacy. Known for his money image, Mayweather said he had made over $800 million. But he made it clear his top goal was always building wealth, not legacy.
I've already, in the sport of boxing, I've already made somewhere upwards of $800 million.
You made money. You're going to make a hell of a lot more money.
But the main thing is I made smart investments, and I still make millions every month.
Do you care about your boxing legacy?
More than what?
We ain't gonna say more than money. We know better. We're not gonna say more than money. We know better.
More than my family? No. So what's more important? My children. Because when I make this money, you know what? I put my children and my family in a position that they are entrepreneurs. They are bosses.
Do you think Floyd Mayweather's exhibition matches help or hurt his legacy? Is it okay for a retired champion to focus more on money than serious competition? Let us know what you